This is Yerushalmi Shevi'is. In the article Oz V'Hara edition, we're on Daf Pei Aleph and Aleph, and we're up to Ma Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehuda, which is the end of the fourth line down, and in the Vilna is Chav Ches Aleph, Chav Ches Beis. Chav Ches Aleph, 3 lines to the bottom. Ma Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehuda. So yesterday we had Machlekes Mershim and Lakish and Rabbi Yochanan. When does the schar, the wages of a worker become a debt during Shemitah? Sorry, Yochanan says anything which stops during Shemitah because of the halachos of Shemitah, and Shimon says anything which stops during Shemitah because of the economics of Shemitah as well. Yochanan therefore cited the example of Charisha, and Shimon cited the example of Binyan. And so he said that according to Rabbi Yochanan, and then that's considered as if the tefillah took place at that point, the tefillah of the poel on the bais. And according to Rish Lakish, it's any malacha which stops even on its own, such as binyan, and that's the tefillah. So then the Gemara says, Ma Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yehuda. Does Rabbi Yossi hold like Rabbi Yehuda that hakavas chanus is also considered to be a tefillah? Remember, said each time you borrow money, the storekeeper extends credit, the previous credit becomes a loan, and therefore Shemitah is not mishamet the last credit, but it's always mishamet the prior credits. So my Rabbi Yossi said that any malacha which stops during Shemitah is mishamet, which is that sounds like Shlokish. But it's not someone which is not stopped during Shemitah. It's not mishamet. So that's the case. What about hakavas chanus? Do we say hakavas chanus is also considered to be like malacha which stops during Shemitah, like similar to Rish Lakish, and therefore it's the first time every hakavas chanus is makes the previous one a loan, because it's that one stopped, so to speak, during Shemitah, or it's not comparable at all. The word does not really resolve the question, leaves it hanging. So again, Ma Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehuda, does that hakavas chanus is like a tefillah. Rabbi Yossi says that every malacha which is placing in Shemitah is mishamet. Well, okay, what about the hakavas chanus? Okay, so what about the chanus? It's like malacha b'shmita or not, and the Gemara doesn't come to any resolution. The Gemara says also the other way around. V'lo Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Yossi. Perhaps we can also say Yehuda's now Rabbi Yossi. Afagav the Rabbi Yehuda Amar Ein Derech Shalom Yos Nosin Isar Ashu Notel Asay Dinar. The logic of Rabbi Yehuda that each hakafas chanus becomes a loan as the next hakafa is extended. So he says that the logic of that is a money changer who's exchanging a dinar for isarim. He first takes his money before he extends, he enacts the transaction. So therefore, we say that he wants first his original money, at least as a form of a loan. He's toveh before he extends another hakafa. Okay, but what does he hold by? What does he hold by malacha b'osek Shevi'is? Perhaps modihu b'schar sachar she'ein elo b'seif. Perhaps he holds that since schar sachar is only paid at the very end of his term, so maybe there's never a tefillah. Maybe it's open ended, and maybe if it's a malacha b'osek Shevi'is, and it's open ended and is never considered to be a tefillah, and therefore Shemitah would not be mishamet. So the halacha is brought down here in from Choshen Mishpat. The hakavas chanus ein mishametes. If we zakva la b'milva mishametes. Umikres kifa mishash kavlo zman leparo. So when it's called skifa, when instead of time, not when extended alone, we don't pass Rabbi Yehuda. They said it's going to be paid back. Yes, and mikres kifa Some say it's when he tabulates a total. Even if he didn't make it alone, tabulating a total of itself. But again, it's not a kafas, not sending another hakafas chanus. Tabulating the total means, okay, the payment is now due. And the schar sachir is also ein mishamet zakvala b'milva mishamet. Even not like Rabbi Yochanan, not like Rish Lakish. It doesn't matter if it's malachim b'sekir shvius because it's charisha or binyan, because it's halacha, or because it's just no work available. No, we since schar sachir is ein mishamet slave, it means that it's always schar sachir, and therefore until he actually is tovei it remains a schar sachir. So obviously finish because after he stopped working. Right, so at that point, perhaps it becomes a tefillah automatically. No, but since perhaps if exclusive is mishtazanim about slave, then the slave would be considered to be the tefillah. But since tefillah is elba, so there's no gathering up and then stopping. I mean, tovea, there's only that point of there's only the point of chiyuv, and then the tefillah would have to be sometime in the future, and therefore it's not mishamed. Okay, let's go on to the next part of the Mishnah. The person who shechted the part and distributed on Rosh Hashanah. We said if it turns out it was a mistake. Next is Rosh Hashanah because it was Ubar, the days when Rosh Hashanah would happen, not Al Beis Tishrei, but the first day of Tishrei only, which is to know sometimes whether the day was last day of El or first day of Tishrei. So here it's not to be alone. It's not Mishamet, despite the fact that Rosh Hashanah was next day, not that day. So the next Gemara says, Rebbe Amar Nisan Lonis Aber Miyamav. Nisan was never 2 days. In other words, the Adar was never 30 days. Adar Sheni, the days in the 2 Adars. That Nisan should be 2 days Rosh Chodesh. Okay, in Ba Chodesh Bizmano v'chulei. So the Mishnah, it's a Mishnah in Shkolim. Mishnah says in Ba Chodesh Bizmano that the new moon occurs on the 30th day of Adar. So then we take the Ketores of the 30th day of Adar from the Truma Chadasha, because we're Rosh Chodesh Nisan. If not, that the 30th day is the last day of Adar, and Rosh Chodesh actually comes out the next day, the 31st, which should be the 31st day of Adar, then it comes out that we take Mina Yishana, because the Lamed Adar is by definition considered at this point to be part of the previous year's Trumas Alishka. Not from the new Chadash, but from the Yashon in terms of the budget of the Beis HaMikdash. So that's the case. How can you say this only Sabri Miyamav? We see that there is a whole discussion about what happens if Adar is 30 or 31 days, has 29 or 30 days. So one answer is Imba who do think if it happened, Veloba. It never happened. I mean, it's a hypothetical. It never actually happened, and therefore that's why the Gemara was. Rab said that. Now Rav goes on to discuss Tishrei. Rav Tishrei is Yama. Tishrei was never moved. Meaning again, there was no Lamed Elul and then out of Tishrei. Elul always has 29 days, and then out of Tishrei comes at what would have been the 30th day of Elul. But I think Email Chodesh Mubar. How didn't we learn our Mishnah? If the month the El was Mubar, Email the Tinin Veloya. It says if it happened, but it never happened. Same idea. Now, I was going to ask a question. This Tanya we learned. The Tanya is not in the Gemara; it's in the Kavanaki. Shekitchu says Shashana Usha. After they left Sanhedrin of Yavin, they went to Usha, and they were, I guess, their first Rosh Hashanah of Usha, and B'Yom Rishon Yara Rabbi Shmuel ben Osha Rabbi Yochanan ben Broka. First day, Rabbi Shmuel's son Rabbi Yochanan ben Broka went down to be the chazan. Rabbi Yochanan, he did like Rabbi Yochanan. The Yerushalmi in Rosh Hashanah says that that was the minhag in Galil at the time to say kedushas to say malchus with kedushas Hashem. In other words, and when we say Atah Kadosh, saying thing Pachtacha, they would say the malchus in that bracha which ends Hamelach Hakadosh, and that was the minhag Galil. Rosh Hashanah says Loyna came Nogin came biyavne. That was not the minhag. B'Yom Sheni, or Rabbi China ben Osher Rabbi Yosef Yelivu Amar Div Rabbi Akiva, which is the way we do it, to say Malchus Kedusha Sayom in the fourth bracha. Well, V'amar Shin Gamliel, or Shin Gamliel said, "Oh, Kachi no give Yavna." That was a minute Yavna. Now the problem is, Rav, but Nania Kichub Rishon Rishani. They made 2 days Rosh Hashanah. After they have 2 days Rosh Hashanah, it must be that it was an Elul Mubar. Elul had 30 days. Elul had 30 days, and therefore it was Lam Elul and Av Tishrei Rosh Hashanah. So Rabbi Zia Hashem Rav said, "Osa Hashanah Niskalkula." Now this is again is before that album based issue. It's a very late takana to have album based issue. At least the time in the So the at the time that the well, I think so. Anyway, so here they made a mistake. The cheshvan was niskalka. In other words, they made Rosh Hashanah on on the 30th day. They made Elul a leap month by mistake. They shouldn't have made a leap month. So they made the according to the way the Kavanaughs explains it, which is based on more later on, they actually made a mistake in Elul, and they made Rosh Hashanah Chavtes Elul by mistake, which of course would be an appropriate time, and therefore they made, it must have been that therefore they made a mistake back in Av at the beginning of Elul, and therefore they were when it came to the end of Elul, what they thought was Chavtes actually Chavches, and therefore they made Rosh Hashanah a day early, which wasn't supposed to be. So, and then after they understood their mistake, they made the following day Rosh Hashanah, which of course would have been Lamed Elul. If there's no Lamed Elul, that became Rosh Hashanah. So that's already Zero Shem. Rav says also Shana Itzkalkula. Marvish Mabusheni. Okay, there's another answer here. This I believe is in the Bible as well. That what's Rishon Sheni? Not the same day on 2 days Rosh Hashanah, but rather, Rabbi Shem Rav said Shana Rishon Shniya. The first year in Ushar, the Shliach Tzibur did like a minute ago, and Shem Gamliel says that's not the way he did it. And the second year in Ushar, Rabbi Akiva said that's the way we do it. So, V'hatari Yom Rishon Yom Sheni. It says, what do you mean? Can't say years. It says Yom Rishon Yom Sheni. So one doesn't answer the question, but the Bavli in Rosh Hashanah Daf Lamed Beis says Amar Mai Sheni Liyom Sheni L'Shana Haba. Okay, the second day meaning the following year. Okay, so that's how we resolve the issue, and Rava still stands. No, that Elul is always 29 days. That is the end of Pei Aleph on the Bays. Yeah, so and that's really Pei Bays and Rav is a different thing, so we'll stop here. Oh, I forgot to say at the beginning there should be a schus for Yosh Be'eretz Yisrael, but again, still in the throes of that terrible war in Gaza.